Ring out, wild bells, to the wild sky, the flying cloud, the frosty light. The year is dying in the night. Ring out, wild bells, and let him die. Ring out the old, ring in the new. Ring happy bells across the snow. The year is going, let him go. Ring out the false, ring in the true. Ring out this grief that saps the mind. For those that hear we see no more. Ring out the feud of rich and poor. Ring in redress to all mankind. Ring out a slowly dying cause, and ancient forms of party strife. Ring in the nobler modes of life, with sweeter manners, purer laws. Ring out the want, the care, the sin, the faithless coldness of the time. Ring out my mournful rhymes, but ring the fuller minstrel in. Ring out false pride in place and blood, the civic slander and the spite. Ring in the love of truth and right. Ring in the common love of good. Ring out old shapes of foul disease. Ring out the narrowing lust of gold. Ring out the 1,000 wars of old. Ring in the 1,000 years of peace. Ring in the valiant man and free, the larger heart, the kindlier hand. Ring out the darkness of the land. Ring in the Christ that is to be. Thank you very much for joining me. That was, of course, In Memoriam, Ring Out Wild Bells by Alfred Lord Tennyson. Now, welcome to this Oak Tree English poetry live stream. And welcome to the year 2020, which is, of course, the year of perfect vision, as all opticians will tell you. I've put together a small selection of poems about New Year or written around New Year or New Year-y for you to enjoy. This year, I hope that 2020, the year that I see 50 subscribers on my channel. This is my goal, my aim, my dream for 2020. In order to help me with this, I would ask you to please subscribe to my channel. Click the little bell to let you know when I'm doing another live stream, and share it with your friends. If you have any other friends who like poetry, this is for them. And of course, don't feel pressured. You can do it. You can do it if you want, and don't do it if you don't want. What you could do to help me a little bit would be just to like the video. However, you're not here for me to plug my channel. You're here for me to read you a poem. So here is The Old Year by John Clare. The old year's gone away to nothingness and night. We cannot find him all the day, nor hear him in the night. He left no footstep, mark or place, neither shade or sun. The last year hid a neighbour's face. In this he's known by none. All nothing, everywhere, mists we on mornings see, have more substance when they're here, and more of form than he. He was a friend by every fire, in every cot and hall, a guest to every heart's desire, and now he's naught to all. Old papers thrown away, old garments cast aside, the talk of yesterday are things identified. But time once torn away, no voices can recall. The eve of New Year's Day, let the old year lost to all. Good old John Clare. Now, excuse me. How about we move from John Clare to good old Christina Rossetti? Christina Rossetti was variously depressing and uplifting, sometimes at the same time, astonishing me. And she wrote one called Old and New Year Ditties. New Year left me somewhat sad. Old Year leaves me tired, stripped of favourite things I had, balked of much desired. Yet farther on my road today, God willing, farther on my way. New Year coming on apace, what have you to give me? Bring you scathe or bring you grace? Face me with an honest face, you shall not deceive me. Be it good or ill, be it what you will, it needs shall help me on my road, my rugged way to heaven, please God. Watch with me, men, women, and children dear, for whom I love, for whom I hope and fear. Watch with me this last vigil of the year. Some hug their business, some their pleasure scheme, some seize the vacant hour to sleep or dream. Heart locked in heart, some kneel and watch apart. Watch with me, blessed spirits who delight all through the holy night to walk in white, or take your ease after the long-drawn fight. I know not if they watch with me. I know they count this eve of resurrection slow, and cry, "How long?" with urgent utterance strong. Watch with me, Jesus, in my loneliness. Though others say me nay, yet thou say yes. Though others pass me by, stop thou to bless. Yea, thou dost stop with me this vigil night, tonight of pain, tomorrow of delight. I, love, am thine. Thou, Lord my God, art mine. Passing away, saith the world, passing away. Chances, beauty, and youth saps day by day. Thy life never continueth in one stay. Is the eye waxen dim? Is the dark hair changing to grey? That hath won neither laurel nor bay. I shall clothe myself in spring, and bud in May. Thou, root-stricken, shalt not rebuild thy decay on my bosom, for I, then I answered, yea. Passing away, saith my soul, passing away, with its burden of fear and hope, of labour and play. Hearken what the past doth witness and say. Rust in thy gold, a moth is in thine array, a canker is in thy bud, thy leaf must decay. At midnight, at cockcrow, at morning, one certain day, lo, the bridegroom shall come, and shall not delay. Watch thou and pray. Then I answered, yea. Passing away, saith my God, passing away. Winter passeth after the long delay. New grapes on the vine, new figs on the tender spray. Turtle calleth turtle in heaven's May. Though I tarry, wait for me, trust me, watch and pray. Arise, come away, night is past, and lo, it is day. My love, my sister, my spouse, thou shalt hear me say. Then I answered, yea. Of course, Christina Rossetti is not the only one who is depressing and uplifting in equal measure at the same time. Good old A.E. Housman, the Shropshire lad from Worcestershire. The Shropshire lad from Worcestershire, A. Housman, wrote New Year's Eve. The end of the year fell chilly between a moon and moon. Through the twilight shrilly the bells rang, ringing no tune. The windows stained with story, the walls with miracles scored, were hidden for gloom and glory, filling the house of the Lord. Arch and aisle and rafter, and roof tree dizzily high were full of weeping and laughter and song and saying goodbye. There stood in the holy places a multitude none could name, ranks of dreadful faces, flaming, transfigured in flame. Crown and tiara and mitre were starry with gold and gem. Christmas never was whiter than fear on the face of them. In aisles that emperors vaulted, for a faith the world confessed, abasing the host exalted, they worshipped towards the west. They brought with laughter oblation. They prayed, not bowing their head. They made, without tear, lamentation, and rendered me answer, and said, "O thou that seest our sorrow, it fares with us even thus. Today we are gods, tomorrow hell have mercy on us. Lo, morning over our border, from out of the west comes cold. Down ruins the ancient order, an empire builded of old. Our house is at even is queenly, with psalm and censers alight. Look thou never so keenly, thou shalt not find us tonight. We are come to the end appointed, with sands not many to run, divinities disanointed, and kings whose kingdom is done. The peoples knelt down at our portal, all kindreds under the sky. We were gods and implored and immortal. Once, today, we die." They turned them again to their praying. They worshipped and took no rest, singing old tunes and saying, "We have seen his star in the west." Old tunes of the sacred psalters set to wild farewells, and I left them there at their altars, ringing their own death knells. The picture there of false religion and true. Here, I leave you. I leave you with a much more uplifting thought. This is The Darkling Thrush by Thomas Hardy. Now, some of you are already thinking, The Darkling Thrush? What has that to do with New Year? Well, it was written on December the 31st, 1900. And therefore, was really the last poem of the year 1900 and the first one of 1901. So here it is, The Darkling Thrush by Thomas Hardy. I leant upon a coppice gate when frost was spectre grey, and winter's dregs made desolate the weakening eye of day. The tangled bind stems scored the sky like strings of broken lyres, and all mankind that haunted nigh had sought their household fires. The land's sharp features seemed to me the century's corpse outlent. The crypt, the cloudy canopy, the wind its death lament. The ancient pulse of germ and birth was shrunken hard and dry, and every spirit upon earth seemed fervorless as I. At once a voice arose among the bleak twigs overhead, a full-hearted, even song of joy illimited. An aged thrush, frail, gaunt and small, with blast-beruffled plume, had chosen thus to fling his soul upon the growing gloom. So little cause for carolings of such ecstatic sound was written on terrestrial things, afar or nigh around, that I could think there trembled through his happy good-night air some blessed hope whereof he knew, and I was unaware. Thank you very much for joining me on this New Year live stream. This year, my plan is to mark a few birthdays of various various poets. So tomorrow, for example, January the 3rd was the birthday of J.R.R. Tolkien. I haven't included any Tolkien here, but there it is. Later on this month, we've got Edgar Allan Poe and Byron and Lewis Carroll on the same day. So look forward to seeing those. Maybe my hair will be less messy later on. Maybe not. Maybe more so. Who knows? There's another reason to keep watching. Thank you very much for joining me. I wish you a wonderful and blessed 2020. Thank you. Goodbye.